Nithyanandam, Kailasa welcomes you all to the Nityotsava celebrations. Puja is where we mirror our brains with the powerful neurological activity of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, who is the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva. Here, in this auspicious moment of space time, through this puja, we will access the higher vertical time zones. Let us now offer our heartfelt gratitude and devotion to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and all his deities in Kailasas around the world.
ॐ सहस्रदलपङ्कजे सकलशीतरश्मिप्रभम् वराभयकराम्बुजं विमलगन्धपुष्पाम्बरम् प्रसन्नवदने क्षणं सकलदेवतारूपिणम् स्मरेत् शिरसि हंसकं तदभिधानपूर्वं कुर्म अथ धूपः ॐ धूरसि धूर्वधूर्वन्तं धूर्वदयोस्मान् धूर्वदितं धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामसि संस्थितमं वप्रतमं ज्येष्ठतमं मन्यतमं देवहूतममृतमसि हविर्दानं त्रिगुंहस्वमाह्वाः मित्रस्य त्वा चक्षुषा प्रेक्ष्येर्मा संविक्ता मात्वाहिगं शिशुम् श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिवाय नमः धूपमाग्रापयामि अथ दीपः ॐ उत्दीप्य स्वजातवेदो भग्निं निरृतिं मम पशुभृत्यमग्यमापः जीवनं च दिशो दिशा मानोहिकं श्रीर्जातवेदो कामश्वं पुरुषं जगत् अभिद्रदग्नागहि श्रिया मा परिपातया श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिवाय नमः दीपं सन्दर्शयामि अथ नैवेद्यम् मधुवातारतायते मधुक्षरन्ति सिन्धवः माध्वीन सन्तोषधीः मधुरक्तमुदोषधि मधुमत्पार्थिवपुङ्गजः मधुद्योरस्तु नः पिता मधुमान्नो वनस्पतिर्मधुभागं अस्तु सूर्यः माध्वीर्गावो भवन्तु नः मधु 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 श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिवाय नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि नीराजनम् ॐ साङ्ग्रहण्ये स्यायते इमां जनतागुं सङ्ग्रहाणीति द्वादशारत्नेरजना भवति द्वादशमासाः संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुद्धे मौञ्जी भवति पूर्वैमुञ्जाः ऊर्जमेवावरुद्धे चित्रानक्षत्रं भवति चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानन्द परमशिवाय नमः कर्पूरनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तम्भस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् योगभट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलम् ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलम् कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्रे नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम् मङ्गलम् गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम् परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम् हरि ओम् तत्सत् सर्वम् भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम्।
as the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva, Vikshadanamurti, Shardulaharamurti, Gajasamharamurti, Bhujangalalitamurti, Mahakalavairavamurti, and Mahakali. I bless you all with Paramatma. All the Paramashiva Sena participants in Kailasa Tiruvannamalai, Kailasa Guinea-Bissau, Chit-Sabha members, Rajya-Sabha members, Kailasavasi, and all the e-citizens, viewers, visitors who are joining with us through the internet and internet. I welcome each and every one of you with my love and blessing. All those sitting with me right now in quantum entanglement, I guarantee you all quantum enlightenment and quantum manifestation right through this satsang. Listen carefully. Today, I initiate all the PSS participants into perpetual completion, completion with root pattern, and initiating into Paramashivanandam. All pain, suffering, fears becomes redundant. Paramashiva's message: recreating your experience, and all of those are happening in you right now, simultaneously, spontaneously, synergetically. Listen. In the last satsang, few days before, I revealed some of the most important truths about time and the 12 manifestations of Kali. Every experience of your past, if you delete and rewrite, deleted and rewritten, is like cooking the karma into tasty dish and giving, so it is easily digested and metabolized. Listen. Every experience deleted and rewritten is like cooking the karma into tasty dish and giving, so it is easily digested and metabolized. I am repeating. When the chain fits, neck is forgotten. When the belt fits, belly is forgotten. When the shoe fits, leg is forgotten. When the crown fits, head is forgotten. If your past experiences are digested, it is forgotten. Anything repeatedly remembered by you is undigested experience. It is karma. If you delete and rewrite as you want it should have happened, the first thing will happen is it will be digested and forgotten once and for all. It will not come back again and again in you and attack you from inside. Digesting your past karma through deleting and rewriting is the important step you need to do for any great manifestation. Anugraha happens only when you pull yourself out of delusion. All your memory about your past is delusion. When I say all, capital letter ALL, all your memories, especially emotionally charged, strong, self-repetitive memories, the memories which can come up on their own and get fully replayed inside you before you become alert or aware of the pure I am in you. All those bunch of memories is delusion. So, if you delete and rewrite them, they will become like a cooked food, tasty and simply digested by your own presence. I am going to repeat the gist of what I revealed in the past satsang for all of you. Listen. Time is Kali, eating your experiences into liberation. Every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Listen. Every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma. I tell you, most of you do not digest your past and digest all your karma. Keep it undigested experience as karma because you feel bored. You feel you don't have anything to do if you don't have your past memory to be cherished again and again. Listen. Most of you do not want to digest your past experiences and dissolve them. You want to retain them as an undigested experience as karma because you feel you will be terribly bored if you don't have anything to remember about your past. No? Only When you have that boredom, actually you have lot of time, energy, but inside there is nothing to chew. From that boredom, all great creative things manifest. I tell you, do not use the device, phone, computer, laptop other than the spiritual satsang and your profession. Other than these two, do not use it for anything, because the time you feel bored is fundamental requirement for you to settle down and start generating great creative ideas for your life. The doom scrolling not only keeps you without boredom, but never allows you to be creative. All those Gen Z addicted to device 24/7 from the time you wake up until the moment you close your eyes and drop dead. Continuously being in the phone, reacting to every notification. Listen. It keeps you engaged with karmic identity of you. You are not letting the hell you built around you to melt down. Time is Kali, eating your experiences into liberation. Every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma. Karma is simply undigested experience. Experiences ferment in consciousness and becomes pattern. Pain and powerlessness, like how Rakta Bija multiplies with every drop of blood, same way every experience resisted multiplies in you and becomes karma. I revealed 5 important truths in the previous satsang. Listen. First truth: resistance interrupts the krama sequence. The flow of your cognitions and creates karma. Resistance interrupts the flow of krama sequence. The flow of your cognitions and creates karma. Second truth: time is Kali. Time is Kali's digestion, working for your liberation. The truth: the void Avyakta is pregnant with infinite potential, not dead emptiness. Getting comfortable with your boredom and not getting into the endless distraction makes you extraordinarily creative. Fourth truth, death of patterns is the beginning of new possibilities. Fifth truth, you are already running all 12 phases with every cognition. In the previous satsang, I introduced you to all the 12 Kalis and the 12 Kalis to you. Listen. I am repeating. When you are listening to the satsang, don't think only I am introducing Kali to you. I am introducing you to Kali, doing both. So, when you listen to the satsangs and practice, every truth I revealed will become simply your experience. Right now, I am sitting as Paramashiva, in whom all of you have manifested. So, sitting here as Paramashiva, I am revealing this truth, and as Paramashiva, I am sitting inside you and receiving these truths and making it as your experience. In the previous satsang, I introduced to you all about the 12 Kalis described in the Krama Shaivism, and I introduced you to all the 12 Kalis described in Krama Shaivism. I have already revealed about the first 8. Today, I will introduce the next 4 Kalis. Listen. 12 Kalis are the 12 movements of any one cognition. For example, when you see your a person, let's say your spouse, your boss, or anyone, the sensation travels to your mind. The act of seeing, the perception, all the past files being referenced, then the conclusion you make about the individual at that point in time, and based on that, the past response you give to that person. See, the conclusion you make about the individual at that point in time, and based on that, the response you give to that person. This entire arc is the 12 Kalis in action. When you allow the 12 Kalis to perform the full arc with awareness, without interrupting the flow, the whole experience leads to completion. It does not create karma. First is Srishti Kali, is the Kali of creation. It is the first flash of awareness meeting experience. The raw contact before interpretation. This is like you are seeing the person. The first, what happens? Second is Raktakali. She is the energizer. She charges the experience with vitality and emotional color. Here the experience becomes interesting and gains balance. In this stage, it is like you decide to entertain that thought process in your perception. Next is Stitinashakali. Third, she is the sustainer. She maintains experience in awareness for processing. This is where reabsorption and internalization happen. In this stage, you cognize about the individual you see. You absorb and internalize. You decide it's your spouse or boss, and then bring in all the conclusions about the individual. The fourth is Yamakali. Listen. Fourth is Yamakali. She is the measurer, the accurate assessment without ego and distortion. Clear seeing of experiences, true weight happens here. In this stage, when if you do not interrupt, Yamakali will make you see the individual as they are. The experience as a fresh new experience without interruption of the past. listen. Next is Samhara Kali. She is the dissolver. She begins withdrawal of experience back into awareness and dissolution of apparent solidity. In this stage, when you allow Kali to flow, the separate identity that a person is so and so, this is the experience I am having. The feeling of solidity in this will start dissolving. The sixth is Mrityu Kali, the death principle. Here the complete ending of experience as separate object happens, means the idea that the individual is someone separate from you dissolves. The experience that you are seeing dissolves into the seer. The seventh Kali is Rudra Kali. She is the fierce transformer. In this phase, ferocious conversion, broken down material into pure Shakti happens. In this phase, ferocious conversion of broken down material into pure Shakti happens. She devours subtle impressions. In this stage, the impressions, conclusions you carry about you as a person and anyone on the outside dissolves. You start being able to see the reality without filter. The eighth Kali is Martanda Kali. The eighth Kali is Martanda Kali. She gives the knowledge about each experience. Here the transformed experience becomes illuminating insight. Shakti becomes light, clarity, and expanded awareness. In this stage, you gain the actual knowledge, lesson, learning that life is presenting to you through that situation, without the influence or any other incompletion. That's most important. Now I will introduce the last four manifestations of Kali. Their manifestation happens in the Pramatra phase, where the knower is established. Paramarka Kali. Here, the recognition that awareness itself is Shakti. the Advaita based recognition begins. This is like the food you eat becoming part of your system, like a bread becoming blood. In this stage, you experience even the person outside of you as part of you. There is no other. Right now, all of you who are sitting and listening to me from all 14 lokas, listen. Don't think only you human beings are sitting and listening through the internet. No, from all 14 worlds. All those beings who are listening right now to this satsang, all of them are inside me. There is no other. Asta udida dvadasa bhanubaji yasyam kada barka shika shika iva prasanta tam nityudinasam yedi tam naumi anantam paramarka kali. It means I bow to the infinite Paramarka Kali, in whom the rays of 12 suns dissolve like a flame, disappearing into supreme stillness. Next is Kalagni Rudra Kali. Here, the temporal framework dissolves, means the observing and observed collapses into the observer. Literally, the digestion process getting metabolized. This is the stage where I say the seen, seeing and seer become one and in experiential level. Kalakrama akrantadinesa chakrakodi krita anta agni kalaba ukraha kalagni rudraha layam yedi yasyam tam naumi kala anala rudrakali. I bow to Kalagni Rudrakali, in whom the fierce Rudra fire of the time itself checked object framework collapses fully. You experience pure self-subject, Paramashiva, into full expansion. In this stage, you just relax into the space of Paramashiva. You manifest as pure Paramashiva. From that Samadhi, Paramadvaita. Naktam Mahabhutalaye Samsani Tikkesari Chakraganena Saham Kalim Mahakalamalam Krasantim Vandehi Achintyam Anila Anala Abam. I adore the inconceivable Mahakala Kali, shining like wind, just as the 95% of the cosmos is stuck huge voids, called huge voids, called as super voids. You watch this video to understand this deeper. What if I told you that the most powerful force in the universe is nothing? Not almost nothing, not nearly nothing, absolute perfect nothing. And yet, modern physics has proven that this nothing is everything. Let me show you what I mean. Look at the galaxies, and now zoom is not empty at all. It is seething with energy. Virtual particles are constantly blinking in and out of existence, appearing from nothing, vanishing back into nothing, in a ceaseless, eternal dance. Quantum field theory gives us the mathematics of this ground state energy. This is the 0 point energy, the energy that remains even when everything else has been removed, even at absolute zero temperature, the lowest possible state, the field still vibrates. The void is not dead, the void is alive. Now, listen deeply. Thousands of years ago, our Hindu rishis revealed this in the very first Shanti mantra. Purnamata Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. This is describing a system of infinite energy density from which infinite creation can emerge, and the source remains unchanged, pregnant with every possibility that has ever existed or will ever exist. Not even optimism, it's realism. Realism the universe has ever offered, even emptiness, is pregnant with possibility. The universe began from absolutely nothing, unmanifest, when even time and space did not exist. The Big Bang started from unmanifest, which modern science calls as point of singularity. This is a quantum vacuum fluctuation, literally, from nothing, everything. And that same creative power, that same infinite field, is the ground of your own awareness right now, in this moment. You are not separate from the void. You are made of it. Every single thing you want to manifest in your life is manifested from this Avyakta. This is Mahakali, who dances as her 12 Kali manifestations. ஆழ்ந்து கேளுங்கள். இது மொத்தத்தோட சாரத்தையும் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன். அடிப்படையா நீங்க தெரிஞ்சுக்க வேண்டிய விஷயம் என்னன்னா, நம்முடைய பக்தர்கள் கூட, நம்முடைய கைலாசத்தோட நீண்ட நாள் பக்தர்கள், சீடர்கள் கூட, பல பேர் நீங்க எழுதுற அந்த கேள்விகள், கேட்கிற கேள்விகள், மெசேஜஸ், அதுல நான் தெளிவா பார்க்கிறேன். நீங்கெல்லாம் என்ன நினைக்கிறீங்க? சாமியை ரொம்ப தாக்குனாங்க, ரொம்ப கொடுமை பண்ணாங்க, பல விதத்திலையும். அந்த டார்ச்சர் தாங்காம தான் கைலாசத்தை பிளான் பண்ணி மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டாரு, சேஃபா அமைச்சுக்கிட்டாரு. இந்த டார்ச்சருக்கு ரியாக்ஷனா தான் கைலாசத்தை பண்ணியிருக்காரு அப்படின்னு பக்தர்களே கூட நினைக்கிறீங்க. நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்குங்க. என்ன தாக்குனப்போ ஒரு சாதாரணமா நான் ரியாக்ஷன் பண்ணியிருந்தேன்னா என்ன நடந்திருக்கணும்? இந்த பெருந்தாக்குதல்கள் எல்லா டைரக்ஷன்லையும் சூழ்ந்த பொழுது நான் பண்ணது ஒன்னே ஒண்ணுதான். பரமசிவ பரம்பொருளே, நீங்க என்னத்தை மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்ணணும்னு நினைக்கிறீங்கன்னு இந்த சூழ்நிலை எடுத்துட்டு வந்திருக்கீங்க, அதை நீங்களே காட்டுங்க, மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்ணுங்க. நான் அவர்கிட்டயே சரண்டர் பண்ணிட்டேன். அதனாலதான் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, யாராவது என்ன தொடர்ந்து அவதூறு பண்ணாங்கன்னா கூட அவங்களை எதிர்த்தும் தாக்க மாட்டேன், அது வேற விஷயம். ஜஸ்ட் என்னுடைய ப்ரொட்டஸ்ட ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்றதுக்கு, அவங்க சொல்றதெல்லாம் போய் அதெல்லாம் அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இல்லை, அவங்க சொல்றது தப்பு அப்படின்னு என்னுடைய ப்ரொட்டஸ்ட ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்றதுக்கு கூட 3 மாசம் எடுத்துப்பேன். அதை அப்படியே அந்த சுச்சுவேஷன் என்னவோ அதை அப்படியே சரண்டர் பண்ணி விடுவேன். உள்ள இருந்து அவரா பெருமானா இத பண்ணுன்னு சொல்லி மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் பண்ணாருன்னா அது நடக்கும். அவ்வளவுதான். நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. இந்த பெருந்தாக்குதல்கள் சூழ்ந்து நடந்த பொழுது பெருமான்ட்ட சரண்டர் பண்ணிட்ட அந்த ரியாலிட்டி வெட்டிச்சு மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் ஆச்சு. அதனாலதான் அப்படியே இந்த கைலாசம் நிஜமாயிடுச்சு. என்னங்க இல்லைன்னா ஒரு நாட்டை உருவாக்குறதுன விளையாட்டா? உலகம் முழுக்க நடக்கிற இந்த ஜியோ பாலிட்டிக்ஸ், நடக்கிற இந்த போர்கள், இந்த உள்நாட்டு கலவரங்கள், எத்தனை ரிபல் குரூப், இந்த விடுதலை இயக்கங்கள் உலகம் முழுக்க நடக்குது. எல்லாத்தையும் பாருங்கயா, கொஞ்சம் பார்த்து தெரிஞ்சுக்குங்க. ஒரு சில நாடுகள்ல 100 வருஷமா போராடிட்டு இருக்காங்க இந்த விடுதலை இயக்கங்களை நடத்துறவங்க. அவங்களாலேயே அவங்களுக்கு ஒன்றும் ஒரு நாட்டை உருவாக்கிக்க முடியல. நான் என்ன இந்த ஜியோ பாலிட்டிக்ஸ்லாம் படிச்சவனா, இல்ல குளோபல் டிப்ளமசி தெரிஞ்சவனா, இல்ல ஒரு நாட்டை எப்படி உருவாக்கணும்னு இந்த சயின்ஸ் அப்படியே 10 வருஷம் படிச்சு PhD வாங்கிட்டு வந்தவனா? ஒன்னும் கிடையாது. வெத்து அதுலயே வாழறது, அதுல இருந்தே இயங்கிறது. அதாவது சுத்த அத்வா, இந்த சமாதி நிலையில பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் என்னத்தை வெளிப்படுத்துறாரோ அந்த ஞானம், அந்த சத்தியங்கள், அந்த சக்தி, அதையெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு எடுத்துட்டு வந்து கொடுப்பேன். நீங்க இந்த சுத்த அசுத்த அத்வால இருக்கிற நீங்க கொடுக்கிற பிரேயர்ஸ், நீங்க வைக்கிற பிரார்த்தனைங்க, வேண்டுதல்கள், இல்ல நீங்க பண்ற தொந்தரவு எல்லாத்தையும் எடுத்துட்டு போய் அவர்கிட்ட வைப்பேன். அவ்வளவுதான். நீங்க வேண்டுதல் வச்சாலும் சரி, பிரார்த்தனை பண்ணாலும் சரி, சேவை பண்ணாலும் சரி, முடிவு பண்ணார், வெளிப்படுத்தினார், வெளிப்பட்டு விட்டது. அதனால நல்லா புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. இந்த கைலாச நாடு என் மீது நடத்தப்பட்ட தாக்குதலுக்கான ரியாக்ஷன், நான் செஞ்ச ரியாக்ஷன் கிடையாது. அதை கொண்டு போய் என்ன என் மேல தாக்குதல் நடந்ததோ அதை பரமசிவன்ட்ட ஒப்படைச்சு சரண்டர் பண்ணிட்டேன் நான். உள்ளிருந்து பெருமான் வெளிப்படுத்தியது இந்த கைலாச நாடு. அதனாலதான் சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா, வெற்றிகரமாக நிகழ்ந்திருக்கின்றது, வெற்றிகரமா மேனிஃபெஸ்ட் ஆயிருக்கு. இல்லைன்னா எந்த தாக்குதலுக்கும் அஞ்சல, எதுக்கும் கவலைப்படல. பரமசாந்த நிலையில் பரமசிவத்தோடு பரமாத்வைதத்துல ஒன்றி அத்தனையும் அவர்கிட்ட சரண்டர் பண்ணிட்டு நான் பாட்டுக்கு இருந்தேன். என்ன பண்ணணுமோ அவர் பண்ணார். அதனாலதான் இந்த கைலாச தேசம் நிகழ்ந்தது. நன்றாக புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். இப்ப நான் தொடர்ந்து இந்த கடந்த சத்சங்கங்கள் எல்லாத்து மூலையும் சொல்ற செய்தி சாரம் இதுதான். உங்களுடைய உயிரின் ஆழத்திற்குள் இருக்கின்ற பரமசிவ பரம்பொருளிடம் பரமசாந்தத்தோடு சரணடைந்து அவர் உங்க வாழ்க்கையை இயக்கிறதுக்கு அனுமதியுங்கள். எஜிடேட் பண்ணி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணாதீங்க. எஜிடேட் பண்ணி ரியாக்ட் பண்ணா தப்பு மட்டும்தான் பண்ணுவீங்க. சகல ஜீவராசிகளுக்கும் சேவை பண்றதுதான் நம்ம இங்க இருக்கோம். Now I'll give you all the precise technology process to identify the stages of cognition happening in you every moment, every night when you are doing the recreation of the past. Do these 3 steps also, so you completely liberate and bring completion to each moment. This is not relaxation or stress management. This is the actual technology used by Krama Shaiva Sampradaya to attain Sahaja Samadhi. Listen. Sahaja Samadhi is the ultimate. First step, witness. When any experience arises, practice pure reception without judgment. Into awareness field. Don't try to interrupt or put your loaded past cognitions into it. Second step, offer. Consciously place experience into the Jataragni, the inner digestive fire. Offer it. Bring awareness to Manipuraka. Feel the samana fire, inner transformation heat. Cognize. This experience is not mine to keep. It is Kali's food. Breathe out fully, releasing ownership. Feel energy that was locked in experience, now available as clarity, peace, presence. This completes the experience of seeing. Just bring your awareness and be a witness, pure witness to the whole happening. You will see the gap between experience and experiencer will collapse. A small story. A great alchemist searched his whole. The apprentice said gently, "Master, look at your hands. Every substance you touched first. I was a tax collector in my past life." The Guru said, "That is not karma, that is just a profession." The man said, "But I feel so much guilt." The Guru said, that is indigestion. You have not digested the experience of being a tax collector. Forgive yourself. Forgive everyone you collected the taxes from. And then go and eat some yogurt. It's good for digestion. The man said, Guruji, will that clear my karma? The Guru said, no, but it will clear your stomach. Automatic built-in digestive sequence of consciousness. Right now, consciousness is moving through all phases with every cognition. The only question is, are you conscious of it or asleep to it? What I mean by being asleep is you interrupt the process, resist, cling, create karma. A small story. Once a disciple asked a master, Master, how do you look dissolve? You will be able to make the actual sense of it. When being conscious, you participate full awareness and radical trust that every experience is a gift. The same process creating karma becomes liberation. The same experiences becomes liberation. Nothing changes outside. Experiences are the same, but your relationship to experience inside you. Ma Kali, this is your food. I will not resist. I will witness. I will offer it to you. I will receive only your Shakti. This is living samyama with time itself. Within days you will see past pains lose grip. Present confusions become clarity. Future fears dissolve into trust. And you will be able to recreate your whole past as you want. Allow your life to be Kali's feast. Let every experience be food for liberation, not fuel for bondage. Listen carefully. Now I am going to lead you all into a very powerful process. Using your breath, I am going to allow the body and mind. The dynamic wheel of the 12 Kalis maps perfectly into single breath cycle and the birth and death of a single thought. So now, using your breath, I'll guide you all into a process to awaken the 12 Kalis in you. So listen. Close your eyes and Mahakali, wake up in you. Let Mahakali wake up in all. Kali, wake up. Devi, Mahakali, wake up in everyone. Kulakundalini, wake up. Kundalini, Uttishtat, Jakrat. Oh, oh, oh.
யோசனை மூன்றாம் இத்தலவாசற்கு ஆசருதி கையாதியின்றியுமின் பாசமில் சாயுச்சியம் பயக்கும் ஈசனம் என்றன் ஆணையினானே ஈசனாம் என்றன் ஆணையினானே கருணார்ணவமாய் கருதக்கதினல்கும் அருணாச்சல சிவமீதா அதுவே தலம் அருணாச்சலம் தலம் யாவிலும் அதிகம் அது பூமியின் இதயம் அறி அதுவே சிவன் இதய பதியாம் ஒரு மருமத்தலம் பதியாம் அவன் அதிலே பதிவானொளி மலையாய் நிதம் அருணாச்சலம் எனவே அஜோதி எழும் ஈசனை மால் முன்னமரர் ஏத்தி வழிபட்ட நாள் மாசி சிவராத்திரி அம்மற்று அங்கி உருவாயு மொழி மங்குகிரியாக தங்களருளால் உலகம் தாங்குவதற்கன்றே இங்குறைவன் சித்தனென என்றும் எனதுள்ளே பொங்கி ஒளிரும் புகைப்பல் போகமொடு என்றுள்ளே எல்லை உற்று கண்ணுற்றால் கருத்தினால் தூர கருதினாலுமே வருத்தமுறாது வராத வேதாந்த அறுத்த விஞ்ஞானம் ஆர்க்கும் உண்டாமே அரு மண்டலவாசற்கு ஆசருதி கையாதியின்றியுமின் பாசமில் சாயுச்சியம் பயக்கும் மே ஈசனாம் என்றன் ஆணையினார்
ஒன்றுராது ஒழியும் தீயோர் உரனொரு கணத்திங்கங்கே குன்றுரு அருளை ஈசன் கோபவெந்தழல் விழாதே குன்றுரு அருளை ஈசன் கோபவெந்தழல் விழாதே குன்றுரு அருளை ஈசன் கோபவெந்தழல் விழாதே.
as the ultimate manifestation of Paramashiva's Sadashiva Murti, Mugalinga Murti, I bless you all with Paramadvaita, all the Paramashiva Sena program participants from Tiruvannamalai and Guinea-Bissau, Chitsabha members, with my love and blessings. Volunteers in Guinea-Bissau, volunteers in Tiruvannamalai, blessings for every one of you. Today, I initiate all the Paramashiva Sena participants of July month batch into Purnatva Diksha, completion and Swapurnatva, completion with the self. Paramashiva's direct message from Maha Kailasa. Time is Kali, eating experience into liberation. Every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes Karma. Because today's message is too important and too powerful. Time is Kali. Eating experience into liberation. Your every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes Karma. Not just ordinary, like how the Rakta Bijas, every drop blood creates one more Rakta Bija. Same way, Rakta Bija, if you put a Rakta Bija, if you put a arrow on him, every drop falls, that will become, each drop becomes one more Rakta Bija Asura. Same way, listen, if you have the pain karma that you have been disrespected, that stays in you like a Rakta Bija, not only it stays alive in you, every time, even if you expect there may be a disrespect, you repeat that disrespect happened to you at the age of 3, 4, 5, 6, you retell and create one more Rakta Bija. Even if you repeat that same story multiple times again and again and again, don't you see one important truth? See, when you disrespect someone, abuse someone, misbehave with someone, you don't even remember that. You just forget it and you move, go ahead, move on with your life. But if someone disrespects you without even knowing, even without intention, you carry that so deeply, it stays in you so deeply, that person actually disrespected you only once, might have abused you only once, gave a bad word about you only once, threw a bad word against on you only once, but you repeat that million. Just like when you abuse somebody, you don't remember it, you move on with your life. They also move on with their life, but you go on carrying it. See the whole drama. When you actually try to complete with them and talk to them and tell, they don't even remember it. How many of you have discovered this in your life? Actually, the word they don't remember, that they have disrespected you, abused you, used a bad word on you, but you go on remembering and build Rakta Bija Sura with it and hurt yourself as much as you can. Hurt you, hurting you, wanting to hurt you, all of that. 99.99999% of your enemy, the enemies you carry inside you, is enmity without enemy. Listen, that is why I am telling you, when you delete your every experience and rewrite, you are not lying to yourself, you are actually discovering the truth. Really, you don't have enemy. It is just somebody casually uttered something and you go on repeating 100,000 million times more than the intensity with which they threw, or the intention with which they threw, and metabolize. Listen carefully. This is not poetry. Precise surgical description of how consciousness actually operates. Once you understand this, your entire relationship with the time, with the reality itself, will never be the same. Today, I am going to reveal the exact truth and science behind one of the most important subjects in Paramashivam. Listen. In various scriptures like Kramastotra, Tantra Loka, Mahanaya Prakasha, Kali Kula Panchashataka, I'll reveal some of the beautiful secrets. We spend our lives doing one of the two things, either running toward experiences we want to keep, chasing pleasure and security, or running away from experiences we don't want. fleeing pain and loss. We think this constant management and manipulation of experience is called living. But I tell you, this is not living. This is in you and pushed into your batala, and you start clinging to it. They get the power to pull you down. You freeze the natural digestive sequence of consciousness. The experience gets stuck in your awareness, fermenting and generating karma. Listen, I am redefining karma. Listen, karma is simply undigested experience. It is not some cosmic punishment. It is simply undigested experience. It is food, eat it and digest it. The experience becomes fuel, becomes Shakti, becomes very energy of liberation. Let me tell you a small story. A king once had a beautiful garden. One day, he noticed that every time fruit fell from the trees and remained on the ground, it would rot and stink. The garden became unbearable. So he ordered his servants to catch the fruit before it fell, to prevent any fruit from ever touching the ground. For days they stood with nets, catching every falling fruit, but soon the tree stopped bearing fruit altogether. The garden became barren. A wise gardener came and said, "O king, the fruit must fall to the ground, it must rot. That rotting is not death, it is how the tree receives its nourishment. The fruit returns to the soil, and the soil gives life to the next harvest. If you prevent the falling, you prevent the cycle of life itself." Your experiences are like those fruits. You catch them before they can fall into the digestive fire of consciousness. You hold on to pleasure. You push away pain. You interrupt the natural digestion. And then you wonder why your garden of consciousness has become barren. ध्यान से सुनिए, प्रत्येक अनुभव या तो कर्म बंधन बनता है अथवा मुक्ति का साधन। यह इस बात पर निर्भर करता है कि उसे प्रतिरोध किया गया है या मां काली को समर्पित किया गया है। Listen, I am going to reveal 5 important truths directly from Akashic records to you today. The first truth, the paradox of resistance, means every experience fully metabolized becomes Shakti. Every experience resisted becomes karma. When you resist, you freeze the krama sequence mid-flow. The experience gets stuck. This is karma. When you allow complete digestion, experience itself becomes Shakti, and when you delete your past and recreate it, you are cooking your karmas so it gets easily digested and metabolized. This truth Arunagiri Yogeshwara himself revealed to me directly through a very sweet incident. He made me convert physical pain into intense power, Shakti. You can all watch this video and listen into exact truth right now. Listen. I was helping the Shivacharyas in the Arunachaleshwara temple to light the lamp for the arti. The camphor mixed with oil, burning, fell on my finger and got burned. Then I ran to Arunagiri Yogeshwara and I just held that finger and said, the fire burns is because the lesson we learned that fire will burn, not by the existence fire will burn. One fortunate thing in my life was I never had my own logic away from Arunagiri Yogeshwara. I was so much in love with him. I was just drinking his words literally. Then he got little camphor and he held that finger which got burnt with his hand and asked me to touch the camphor with other hand. And he held my hand continuously. Slowly I could see from my stomach the fire spreading all over my body. The heat was increasing. But it was such intense, pleasant experience and pleasure from inside. And temperature went to the extreme. The camphor which was touched by my other hand just lit up, but no pain. I realized even the so-called fundamental experience, like fire burns, is because you learned that way. Even the fundamental experiences of the pain is when you resist, when you do not allow digestion. The second truth, time is not your enemy. Time is Kali eating your experience into liberation. Time is Kali eating experience into liberation. What you call aging is Kali's compassion pulling down your fake identities, grinding ego into fertilizer for enlightenment. Listen carefully. When you align with the time, Kali, every day becomes lighter. When you fight time, every day feels like punishment. Third truth, the void, Avyakta, is pregnant with possibility. Emptiness emerges from the Avyakta that swallows it. The void is not dead nothingness. It's a Om of everything. Hinduism, Vaidika Sanatana Hinduism describes this avyakta as flowing into emptiness, generating emptiness, consuming emptiness. What I am teaching you is not nihilism, but ultimate optimism. Even emptiness is pregnant with possibility. Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnamevavasishyati. From whole, only whole comes out. Even when whole comes out, the whole remains as whole. When the whole goes back into the whole, whole remains as whole. The fourth truth. Death is the beginning. Death is the beginning. For the Hindu rishis, pure consciousness is eternal life. The Kalagni, the fire of time, is where false identities burn, so true self can be born. Every pattern's death, whether it is jealousy, fear, greed, insecurity, is the beginning of new possibility. Deleting your past and recreating your past is the death of your patterns and birth of your powers and possibilities. Listen. The fifth truth. You are already running all phases. PHASS. Phases. For every perception. The only change needed, do it consciously, not unconsciously. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Listen. This is the essence of these 5 important truths. Stop interrupting time, Kala, the flow of Kali with fear and resistance. Yesterday was only one of my sannyasi asked me, Swamiji, I feel more connected to Kali. Is it okay? I said Kala and Kali is one and the same. They are not two different. When it is patriarchal society, they describe it as Kala. When it is the mother-centered Shakta society, they describe it as Kali. Shakta sampradayas call it as Kali. So listen. The word Kala or Kali may be two different, but both are one and the same. It is just if you are reading the literatures generated by the patriarchal society, they use the word Kala, and if it is matriarchal society, they use the word Kali. That's all. The time, flow of time is Kali. Stop interrupting time with fear and resistance. Let me tell you a small story. A caterpillar was crawling on a leaf and a moth flew past. The caterpillar said, "Oh, how beautiful you are. I wish I could fly like you." The moth said, "You will." The caterpillar said, "When?" The moth said, "When you die." The caterpillar said, "I don't want to die." The moth said, "The caterpillar must die for the butterfly to be born. Your death is not your end, it is your beginning." Your false self is the caterpillar. It crawls, it eats, it lives in fear of birds and predators. But when it dies, the butterfly emerges. The butterfly does not remember being a caterpillar, and yet butterfly is the fulfillment of the caterpillar. Now, I am going to lead you step by step into each of these truths I reveal. Today is going to be very powerful satsang. So get ready, because what I am going to reveal today is directly going to take you beyond time. One of the biggest delusions that the modern society, the Gen Z, I can say even the Gen Alpha is stuck in, is the feeling that time is enemy. Listen. This is one of the biggest delusions that the modern society, the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha, I can say even the Gen Alpha, is stuck in, is the feeling that time is enemy. Today's generation is stuck in this myth. This whole hustlers culture, the fire trend, financially independent and retire early, it's all about racing against time. It creates so much hatred and resistance towards the flow of time and life. You falsely think time takes everything away, your youth, your health, loved ones, that feeling of certainty. No. So you develop visceral fear of time, trying to freeze moments, photographing sunsets instead of watching them, recording concerts instead of hearing them. Even now, in this very satsang, many people think, "Oh, let me record the whole satsang. let me mark the YouTube title, mark the satsang title, so I will watch it later on. But how many of you have ever watched second time the satsang delivered earlier? No, none. You are busy preserving experience that you never actually have the experience. You are so busy preserving experience that you never actually have the experience. I am revealing the most important truth. Listen. Kala. Time is not separate from Kali. Time is Kali. The force moving through every moment and dissolving every experience, taking everything away, that is not your enemy, that is Maha Kali herself in the act of digestion. Kali is the power of deleting and recreating your past. Time is not taking things away from you. Time is digesting them into Shakti. Every moment present, every moment that present becomes past, it is being metabolized by Kali. Every loss is a completed digestion. Every recreation of the past is liberation. I will give you a simple example. When you eat an apple, does it die? In one sense, yes, it ceases being an apple. But you can't say it is dead. It becomes you, your blood, your energy, your capacity to think, your capacity to move. The apple was transformed into something higher. This is exactly what Kali does with your experience. Modern cosmology tells that 68% of the universe is dark energy. Listen. Modern cosmology tells that 68% of the universe is dark energy. An invisible force causing accelerating cosmic expansion. Dark energy does not interact with matter or light deductively. It simply expands continuously, relentlessly in all directions. Scientists define it as vacuum energy of the cosmos driving expansion. This precisely matches what Abhinavagupta described as Kali's emission power thousands of years ago in his Kramastotra. The universe continuously expands into experience driven by invisible force that science cannot fully explain, but Krama Shaivism described perfectly thousands of years ago. Small story. A man terrified of death asked a sage, "How do I conquer fear of death?" The sage said, "Simple. Die before you die." The man was confused. What? That makes no sense. He complained. The sage smiled and replied, "Even you fearing something that has not happened yet does not make sense, but you do it daily anyways." So understand, dying before dying is what I am going to teach you today. The Krama Shaivism describes 12 Kalis. Srishti Kali, Rakta Kali, Stitinasha Kali, Yamak Kali, Samhara Kali, Mrityu Kali, Rudra Kali, Martanda Kali, Paramarka Kali, Kalagni Rudra Kali, Mahakali, Mahabhairava Aghora Kali. Listen, 12 Kalis. I'll repeat. Srishti Kali, Rakta Kali, Stitinasha Kali, Yamak Kali, Samhara Kali, Mrityu Kali, Rudra Kali, Martanda Kali, Paramarka Kali, Kalagni Rudra Kali, Mahakali, Mahabhairava Aghora Kali. These 12 manifestations of Kali represents 12 phases of consciousness digesting into experience. Every single time you perceive anything, a part, a person, a thought, an emotion, your consciousness moves through 12 phases automatically. The 12 Kalis are the 12 movements of any one cognition. For example, when you perceive a part, the sensation travels from your thought to the part and back again. This entire arc is the 12 Kalis in action. You are already doing this with every cognition. When you see the room around you, or feel an emotion, or have a thought, consciousness automatically moves through all 12 phases. The question is not whether you are doing it, but whether you are conscious of it. Listen. Experience has 3 aspects. Prameya, the known, pramana. The act of, listen, prameya, the known. You need to understand this whole thing. Listen carefully. Every experience has 3 aspects. Prameya, the known, pramana, the act of knowing, and pramatra, the knower. Listen. Prameya, the known. Pramana, the act of knowing. And Pramatra, the knower. All the 12 moments of cognition function within this framework. The 12 Kalis organized into 3 groups of 4, 3 categories, mapping the fundamental components of knowing. I will reveal now. I'm going to now describe to you the 12 functions of Kali, the 12 movements of your cognition. Listen. First is Srishti Kali. First flash of awareness meeting experience. This is the raw contact before interpretation. Like the meal appears on the plate. The Krama Stotra describes each of the Kalis beautifully. Srishti Kali, Kaularnava, Ananda, Gana, Urmi Rupam, Unmesha, Mesha, Ubaya Bajam, Andaha, Niliyate, Nilapula, Alayeya, Tam Srishti Kali, Sadatam Namami. Listen. I eternally bow to Srishti Kali, who is the dense wave of form of the blissful Kaula ocean, in whom both emergence and dissolution abide, and who dissolves into the abode of blue Kula. Understand, in Hindu cosmology, Avyakta, the unmanifest, is described as the primordial state from which all creations emerges. All creation emerges. It is not dead emptiness. It's a plenum, a fullness pregnant with all potential. The Nasadiya Sukta of Rigveda describes this state as neither existence nor non-existence. A paradoxical fullness that is beyond both. What science understands as quantum vacuum and quantum fluctuations is exactly this. It is not empty, it is pregnant with potential. Virtual particles constantly arise from it and dissolve back into it. Listen. The quantum fluctuations are defined in quantum physics as temporary changes in the amount of energy in a point in space arising from Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. According to quantum mechanics, energy can borrow from the vacuum for a very short time, creating pairs of virtual particles that pop into existence and annihilate each other almost instantly. The vacuum is not empty, It is seething sea of activity. I'll give you an example. Imagine you are looking at a completely still ocean from an airplane. It looks flat, calm, empty. But if you look very closely, you see countless tiny waves, bubbles, and movements constantly arising and disappearing. This is what the quantum vacuum is like. It looks like nothing, but it is actually full of constant, microscopic activity. Particles appear and disappear so quickly that they seem to violate nothing. They are virtual particles. This constant activity is called zero-point energy. The energy that remains even at absolute zero temperature. This is Srishti Kali in action. The first flash of creation. She is the impulse of consciousness. To manifest, she ideates herself, ideates herself as an emission of experience. Just as the quantum vacuum gives birth to particles, Kali gives birth to perception. The void is not dead. The void is alive. The void is Kali, the goddess who contains all potential within herself. She is the cosmic womb from which all creation springs forth and into which all creation dissolves. The next is Raktakali. Now the experience is charged with vitality and emotional color. You become passionate towards the object. Raktakali is described as drinking from the goblet of the senses. She savors the world during a pause in dissolution. Think of it like a digestive fire, ignites, begins breakdown. This is where experience becomes interesting. It gains valence. You are now engaged with the experience. Listen about the Raktakali. Mahavinoda Arpita Matru Chakra Virendra Ashruk Rasa Bana Saktam Raktikritam Cha Pralaya Atyayedam Namami Vishwa Akriti Raktakali. It means, I bow to Raktakali, whose universal form is reddened, who delights in the circle of mothers, and who drinks the essence of heroic blood even at the end of dissolution. Next is Sthiti Nashakali. This space maintains experience in awareness for processing. She reabsorbs the object and starts to internalize it. Think of it as the sturdy heat that cooks thoroughly. This is where past experience is sustained in non-reactive presence. The Kramastotra describes her as the Vajitvaya Svikritavada Chakra Prakranta Shankata Gama Agamastam Suchiyaya Astangamida Arsishadam Shantam Namami Stitinasa Kalim. It means, I bow to the peaceful Stitinasa Kali who abides in the clash and movement of vital winds and whose pure flame causes all stability to set. Next is Yamakali. This space is where accurate assessment happens without ego distortion. Here is where you can clearly see experiences, true weight and significance. Sarva artha sangarshana samyamasya yamasya yanduhu jahataha yamaya vabu mahakrasa vilasa ragat sankarshayantim pranamami kalim. It means, I bow to Yamakali who draws all things into restraint, who governs the universe through supreme absorption, and who delights in the great act of devouring. You can equate this to the enzymatic breakdown into components in the process of digestion. The process of digestion, how the enzymatic breakdown happens, enzymatic breakdown into components in the process of digestion. All the above four manifestations of Kali happens in the pace of prameya, means where the seen or the observed is experienced, prameya. The next four manifestations of Kali happens in the pramana pace, means where the observing or seeing happens. Samhara Kali in this space begins with the withdrawal of experience back into awareness, dissolution of apparent solidity and separateness. You can think of it like the absorption phase in digestion. Unmani, Ananta, Nihila Arthagarbha, Ya Bhava Samhara Nimesham Edi, Sada Udita Satya, Udayaya, Sunyam, Samhara Kalim, Muditam Namami. It means, I joyfully bow down to Samhara Kali, infinite in the transcendent mind state, who contains all the realities within herself and dissolves all, becoming in but a moment. Listen. I joyfully bow to Samhara Kali, infinite in transcendent mind state, who contains all realities within herself and dissolves all becoming in but a moment. The next comes Mrityu Kali. Here is where the complete ending of experience as separate object happens. You become ready to let experience completely die. The total breakdown of original form happens here. Mama iti ahankara kala kalaba visvara harsha uttata garva mrityuhu krastaha yaya kasmara samvidam tam namami akala udita mrityukalim. I bow to Mrityukali, who devours the death born of egoity, pride, and possessiveness, and who arises beyond time itself. The next is Rudrakali. She is also referred variably as Bhadrakali. Here the ferocious conversion of broken down material into pure Shakti happens. She is described as the one who perceives a subtle impression left over from the perception, pure consciousness, and then devours that subtle impression. You can think of it as the metabolic fire of digestion being at maximum intensity. Vishwam Mahakalpa Viramakalpa Bhavanta Bhima Pragudi Pramantya Ya Asnati Ananta Prabha Arshisadam Namami Bhadram Subhabhadrakalim. Means, I bow to auspicious Bhadrakali, whose terrifying brow ends the cycles of becoming and whose infinite radiance consumes the universe. Next is Martanda Kali. Here the transformed experience becomes illuminating insight. Here is where you start gaining knowledge or learning from every experience. The Shakti becomes pure light. You experience tremendous clarity and expanded awareness. Think of it as the nutrient distribution throughout the system. Next is Martanda Kali. Martandam Abhida Padanga Chakram Padangavat Kala Kala Indanaya Karodiya Vishwarasa Antakam Tam Martanda Kalim Satatam Pranaomi. It means, I constantly bow to Martanda Kali, who consumes the solar orb itself and reduces the essence of the universe into the fuel of time. Blessings to every one of you. Blessings. Fundamental, foundational, first principle of Sanatana Hindu Dharma is Guru-disciple relationship. Everything starts there, everything ends there, but this itself does not end. Guru Purnima Day is such an auspicious day. Whatever incompletion, impossibility, no patterns you carry, drop all that today. Offer all that to me, I'll burn them away. And take up the possibility as a lifestyle. Become part of the Sangha. Live Advaita.
When I arrived here, I was in a very, very dark space, very pessimistic, but now there's this love inside of me, there's this joy inside of me, and the belief systems are changing, so all of a sudden opportunities are everywhere.
I've been learning the yoga from other sources previously, but the Swamiji's yoga is the only place from authentic source. It's really, really different. Also enjoying the pure vegetarian, organic, sattvic foods.
This special yoga makes my body more flexible, and Swamiji is teaching me what is intensity, what is integrity, and what is discipline.
Before coming, I twisted my left wrist during basketball game, and I barely can use my left hand. After few training, my hand can sustain my body weight, and now everything looks normal for my left hand.
Starting early in the morning with some yoga to move the body, then puja to move the spirit, then these talks that really dive into my subconscious mind to really get into these root patterns of my life and to really release that emotional charge once and for all for my being. In day 28, I am complete.
I think the biggest breakthroughs for me were like completion with my social circle, like my parents and relationships. So I really felt deep healing experiences. Also, I kind of manifested different powers. For example, I could do remote vision. Another thing that I manifested was body scanning. I would say the last thing that really touched me was how everything is so kind of personal. The whole experience, like people really attend to you, they care about you. You're not just a number in a program, but you're treated like a real being. So I really appreciate that.
Everybody has a wonderful breakthroughs and experiences.
Life-changing process once you have joined.
I would recommend this to anyone who wants to make a big shift in his life, a big change. Not even just like growth, but for personal transformation and breakthroughs, because this program just brings you to the next level.
If anybody is just tired of being tired and wants to do something new in his life, I encourage you to come and try PSS. Make it happen for your life. You're not gonna regret it. You're gonna love it, and you're gonna do it for yourself.
That's all. That is all. Our deepest gratitude and surrender and the divine Buddha spirit of the Supreme Court of Hinduism by bowing down to Bhagwan's Atmanasti, requesting all the Sabha members, Sabha members, Paramashivam participants, Please listen to Kailasa and all the viewers. Kindly take a moment and go down their Swamiji's argument.
Nithyananda, such profound revelations Swamiji has given for all of us. And understand everything what Swamiji is showering to all of us. This other this immense love and compassion. Every single revelation Swamiji has given so far. Sorry for the technical glitch. There's only out of his immense love and compassion for all of us. So now, I would like to request all the viewers, all the parliamentarians of Kailasa, all the Rajya Sabha members, and all the Chit Sabha members, and all the Kailasa Vasis, and all the ambassadors of Kailasa, every single viewer, those of you who logged in, join and tune in for today's session. I would like to request all of you to please take a minute, post in the comment section what are your takeaways of today's session. So many different powerful cognitions Swamiji has repeated, so many different profound revelations Swamiji has given. What are your spirits? What are your powerful cognitions, your powerful clicks, experience that you have got from today's session? Which are the truths which you are going to be experimenting on over the next 24 hours? Actions of Paramashivam, how you, as Paramashivam, the macrocosmic level, you are still functioning the same five actions, right? And just like how what we function as five, the Panchakritas of Paramashivam, what we are doing in our life, same thing is manifested out there in the macrocosm, out in the universe itself. So now, I'd like to request all of you, take a minute. All the Paramashiva Sena participants in Kailasa Thiruvannamalai and in Kailasa Girinasa, we request all of you now, please keep up your gadgets. Request all of you now to please post in your social media handles your takeaways from today's session. And a quick reminder for those of the viewers who are still tuning in right now, tomorrow we are going to be starting the Kailasa Jeevan Mukti Vrata as part of the Guru Purnima celebration. We are going to be starting the Jeevan Mukti Vratam. So we would like to reiterate on that as well. So about this Jeevan Mukti Vratam, which we are going to be taking, which we are going to be starting tomorrow, basically it's going to be preparing ourselves to soak our being in the space of Guru Bhakti, which Swamiji is going to be giving us an ultimate experience on the auspicious day of Guru Purnima. This Jeevan Mukti Vratam is starting from 9th of July till the 29th of July and culminating with consciousness for the super conscious blast that Swamiji is going to be giving us on the auspicious day of Guru Purnima. So the first thing is doing the Panchakriya. Begin your day with the body cleansing and then the Nithyananda Yoga, performing the Nithyananda Yoga, then the Guru Puja, Pratyaksha Pal Puja and Paramashivam Puja. Read the Living Enlightenment book with utmost sincerity, attentivity, deep listening and prayers. Chanting, reciting the Mahavakya 108 times every single day. Sharing the Supreme Court of Hinduism's teachings from the Living Enlightenment book. And at least sharing encourage to one person to come and share and become part or and join the Vakyartha session where we're going to expand into the conscious snacking on the truthful Swamiji's given. And the attire required for this Vratam prefer light, loose fitting clothes, especially white clothing to maintain the energy flow. Maintain a strict diet of sattvic diet, avoiding any sort of non-vegetarian such as meat, eggs, fish, mushrooms, and also other such items such as onions, garlic, and green chilies. And after you take the namaskaram and blessings on Swamiji, you're going to be tying the sacred thread, the kankanam, and females to tie it on the left wrist, males to tie it on the right wrist. And then follow the guideline practices every single day until the day of Guru Purnima. So guidelines for the Jivan Mukti Vratam, which Kailasa is going to start in tomorrow and July 9th, 2026. So, with respect, we will now entering into a round of our manifestation. Today, all the participants are going to be manifesting the power of Seva. So now let's get the power, having the ability to download information at will, the space of all knowingness, when any information out there in the world can be to you. So let's now enter the Shastra Pramana, non-dual oneness with Lord Shiva, and who keeps himself free from all sorts of differentiating notions. The exalted superpower of all knowingness, serving in gets unfolded in all its fullness. And next is the Atma Pramana, which is taken from the life of Maharishi Valmiki. Maharishi Valmiki is known to be the author of Ramayana, and how he wrote the Ramayana, how he authored the Ramayana, is the he actually downloaded what exactly how Bhagavan Sri Rama is going to happen on planet and what's going to be doing. And then he wrote the Ramayana scripture. That is why today we have the Ramayana. And next is the Atma Pramana, which is Swamiji's own experience of this power. Swamiji was Swamiji's 5 years old. He was in a temple and he wanted a deity for himself. He told his guru, Mataji Gururanandapuri, that he wanted one. His guru said to Swamiji, go and make one, there's no idea of impossibility. Swamiji went home, got the clay from his neighbor, went to his mom and asked for the metal materials. Swamiji's mother got some aluminium plates. He has got done in the aluminium casting from a local artisan in Tiruvannamala, his birthplace. He took some aluminium vessels that he felt were useless in the house, gave them a little caster to melt and cast his name. This deity is the first metal casting deity. Prabhupada created and revived the temple's sacred restoration in his today's worldwide mission. The tons of metal is being cast and deities as heavy as 2.5 tons are cast in one day. This deity stands as a historic first deity cast in the mission of kindness. And now, without any further delay, let's now enter into today's manifestation. So now, for all the participants, what you're going to be doing, longitude and latitude. So the latitude of this location is 38.6431, and the longitude of this place is 34.8270. So now, let's sit with the head taken spine straight, right? Remember Swamiji get the right. Dissolve the powerful cognition contained in this space. And intensely start chanting the Mahamantra.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Slowly, please relax yourself. So now, I request all the viewers and all the participants to please open your eyes and start posting in the live comment section. What is it that Swamiji revealed to you? What is it that Swamiji revealed to you tonight? Please go ahead, post in the comment section. And all the participants here in Kailasa episode, all of you also could please open your eyes, relax yourself, and you could share with us what did Swamiji show to you. Yes. Anyone I would like to share? Rock, agreed. Okay. So now we are going to be revealing the answers for all the participants. This is the exact location. So basically it's called the Cappadocia Fairy Chimneys, and the location is Cappadocia, it's in Turkey. And you can see the scenic clues, cone rock towers, balloon-filled skies, and volcanic stone valleys. So that's the location. Yes. So like mountains, yes, stone, rock, yes. That's this place. That's the
This, we come to the conclusion of today's Power Manifestation segment. And as a gentle reminder, coming up next is the most sacred Guru Purnima celebrations on the 29th of July. And following the Guru Purnima celebrations, we also have the next upcoming Paramashivam with Swamiji chanting the Om Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. सर्वं भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव पादुकार्पणमस्तु। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्। Thank you, Nithyanandam.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षि सुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूत द्राविडवेदप्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरपाण्ड्यमहाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकार निवारण ज्ञानभानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदनपूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैव समयकर्त्रे सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिक स्वामि वागीशसुन्दरमाणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्ध स्वामि पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुखरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञान वितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।